Hello, namaste. My name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time around here, then hey, welcome to the channel. I make a bunch of videos related to career. So this week, the two videos that are going to go up are going to be related to M&A, which is mergers and acquisition. I'm going to give you two videos from two different perspectives. One from the perspective of a chartered accountant, one from the perspective of an MBA, because I want you to have all the information about this field. So in today's video, I am with Saloni and we are discovering what M&A is from an MBA's perspective. Saloni is an MBA who works in M&A and she's going to guide us through her understanding, her journey about the field of M&A. If you like this video, please let us know by clicking on the big thumbs up down below. Put your thoughts in the comments if you have questions or any suggestions on what videos I should cover next. Please put them down in the comments. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And I make a bunch of career related reels of 15 to 30 seconds on Instagram, which are very interesting. So try and follow me there as well. Also, for better user experience, try and use headphones because these videos are shot across distance, technology differs, internet connection may be stable, may not be stable. So a lot of things happen. Try and use headphones if you can. And now, since we're done with all the information and the boring part of the video, let's get straight into the video and understand what M&A is from Saloni.
So hi guys, I'm Saloni Jibrashka. I have pursued BBA honors first in my career from St. Xavier's College, Calcutta. So I again am from West Bengal like Nidhi. And post which I did my MBA from IIM Kozhikode. I was interning with Deutsche Bank and also had the opportunity to intern with them in their London office. And post which in my finals I got placed through campus with EY. EY, as I mean, to be very honest with you, I didn't even know that EY had an investment banking team or a division per se, because that's what not people perceive the Big Four as. But to very big of my surprise, when it comes to mid-market deals, EY has been the market leader in India, across segments, whether it's financial services, whether it's media, telecom. And I think it was an eye-opener for me. I've been with them for the last 3 years, three and a half years now.
What is this M&A thing about? There's so much halla about M&A. So what is M&A?
Okay, so as glamorous and as exotic, as people think that we are the deal makers of the world, it is actually. But if I had to break it down for very simple, very layman terms, it all gets to the capital structure of a particular company. So when I say capital structure, there are two parts. One is the equity, one is the debt. So we basically have different products within investment banking. So it could be equity. So now whether I want to take it from the primary market, then I will go for an IPO. If I want to take equity from the private market, that means the private equity space, which the Blackstones and the KKRs of the world come up. And if I want to go into a debt perspective, either it can be a bond, it can be a debenture, it can be any kind of a listed non-convert. So they're based products within debt. So and then comes M&A. Okay, so M&A was not so prevalent in India, if I may call it that way. But now, of course, I mean, with the Reliance deals, with the Reliance Future deal coming by, and a lot of mergers and acquisitions which have started coming by, a lot of consolidation which is happening in India. But that's just one part of it. So we have equity, we have debt, and we have M&A.
Okay. So what does a regular day in your work life look like?
First of all, there is no typical day in investment banking. So we're available 24/7, 365 days a year, to be very honest, in very crude terms. But it's highly unstructured. But let me put it, give more perspective, since I think this video would be addressed to a lot of entry level positions like an analyst or an associate. So a typical analyst associate would spend 60 to 70% of time just with Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Excel. So sorry guys, that's the hard truth of things. But apart from that, a lot of time is spent across, like, just googling things, just researching, just understanding, who are the players, what is happening, what are the different updates. We work largely a lot of with a lot of databases. So again, there's some very typical databases that we need to work with to make our lives a little bit more easier. So again, 20 to 30% of time is also spent with these databases and a lot of Google work. But I would say that it's largely unstructured. At any point in time, analyst or an associate would be at least placed on 4 to 5 projects. And you would also be doing a lot of pitches. So a lot of pitching where we go to prospective clients to give us a project or to give us a mandate. So at any point in time, you would be on these many projects, and you would be doing a lot of stakeholder management, whether it is within the firm, whether it is with the client. I mean, again, in the front end investment banking role, but I think it's pretty unstructured, which makes it even more exciting in M&A.
Right. What do you think are the certifications that one needs to enter this field?
So I would say that at an undergrad level, it really doesn't matter whether you're a BCom, whether you're economics honors. Like I have done BBA and then got into IB, or even an engineer for that matter. But that being said, of course, there is quite a merit in saying that anybody who is a CA, anybody who's a CFA, the primary reasons being that they understand what a profit loss, what a balance sheet, how do you analyze businesses, how do you look at certain numbers. Okay. Probably they have that knack to understand. They understand certain valuation terms, if I may call it, or are largely comfortable with Excel sheets and Excel modeling. Apart from that, I think there's obviously MBA is one of the most popular routes, and I mean that's how I got into it. So I mean, a lot of placements which happen through MBA campuses across India and across the globe. But as a matter of fact, a lot of my batchmates also did enter IB laterally, which is one another scope which people sometimes just think that it's not possible, but it's largely picked up. So I would say that it's just never too late if you're really interested. If you think that you have the business acumen, that financial acumen, you think that you can put in these number of hours and that kind of incremental effort initially. I mean, it's all possible. So.
Okay. And what do you think, apart from just the education or the degrees or the certifications, what additional skill do you think should people have? Like, should they do financial modeling courses? Should they be good speakers, etc.?
So I think that, I mean, to be very honest, this has become like, a huge commercial prospect where we see a lot of these courses. Yeah. I mean, going to millions of dollars as far as a lot of these websites, etc. As they say that it will help you get a job, it will help you get a private equity job. But I think that it just has to come inherently. There are a lot of free resources as such. Where I think that, I mean, why not just pick up an annual report of any listed company? Okay. And if I say that, okay, if I want to say PVR, for example, okay, PVR, and I said, okay, it's a theater business. So where does it get the revenue from? If I just plot the 3-year financials, if I look at the cost structure, can I just put some dummy numbers maybe, and then again fine tune, but can I make a 3-statement business model? If I put a P&L, if I put a balance sheet, if I put certain assumptions, and I put a cash flow, is my balance sheet tallying when I put the cash number from the cash flow to the balance sheet? So I think this is again the financial modeling, which we call it, is in simple terms that just to understand and the business part of it. So for example, it's not the tickets which get PVR the revenues, it's the food and beverage which gets PVR the revenues and the margins. So I mean, just understanding the space. And again, I don't do TMT, but I mean, just simple knowledge, simple business acumen, just a lot of reading. I think these days, whether there's certain websites and certain news, for example, like FinShots and everything, which has come by. They have so much of topics and so many deals being discussed. Just being aware in the market. So again, I would want to touch upon this specific factor about sectors. So we are all they're different sectors. Although a lot of these banks, etc., are sector agnostic. So I mean, they don't care whether an analyst is doing a financial services, whether it's doing a consumer, whether it's doing an infrastructure, whether I'm doing a healthcare. But then there are certain places where it is all sector specialized. So if you think that consumer interests you, if you think a Flipkart or a Walmart interests you, and in the TMT side, if you think fintech interests you, like a Pine Labs or a M-Swipe, then read about it.
Yeah.
Know what's happening. I mean, know who are the largest players. And I mean, whether a Pine Labs is deciding to do a wire card, then why? What is getting added? So I think that general knowledge, that kind of a general knowledge, just to know what's happening around you, is much more appreciated in the industry.
Okay. Honestly, this has been the best advice that somebody has given. Generally people are so stuck on courses and certifications. This has been a very helpful conversation, Saloni. Thank you so much. I think it's going to give a different perspective to people who are considering having a career in IB or M&A. And guys, I'm also adding Saloni's LinkedIn link below. If you have questions or if you want to connect with her, do reach out to her. She's very, very responsive and super helpful. So thank you so much, Saloni, once again, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. Pleasure talking.